Yes, it has happened, people. It has indeed happened. I have become a Super Saiyan Blue. Or a jackass, depending on which commenter you see. So this episode of Dragon Ball Super, one of the things to note is that it did had quite a bit of recap in it, and it recapped some of the previous episodes from like the past couple weeks. It recapped the Battle of Gods part of the story, and it even recapped a tad bit of the Resurrection of F stuff with the training of Whis and Goku and Vegeta. So it really was filled with a lot of recap, which, to be honest with you, it was like, yeah, we have bits of canon and stuff like that, and it is still setting things up or whatever, but the recap is like, we had 2 arcs of recap, bro. I think we're good on that. Goku and Vegeta looking for the fighters that they need for their team or whatever. Now, with the selections that we got down to it, to be honest with you, I mean, let's be real here. Okay, fusion isn't allowed or whatever, even though I don't remember that ever being part of the Tenkaichi Budokai, like, you know, the World Martial Arts Tournament. I don't remember that ever being that. I mean, I know you had to be one person, but fusion technically turns you into one person, and being real, I don't know why Piccolo is a more formidable choice in their eyes than Gotenks. Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 should be far surpass anything that Piccolo can do, and if you've seen some of the spoiler titles for the upcoming episodes, it kind of really makes me wonder some things about how Piccolo is going to fare in this tournament. Then the whole shit with Buu or whatever basically entering the tournament. Now the thing about it is that, okay, they got rid of the evil bit of him, you know, Kid Buu is gone or whatever, but I remember at the end of Z, and forgive me if this is a dub mistake, I haven't, you know, seen all of it in sub or whatever, but I do remember Vegeta saying, well, what about if this motherfucker gets mad and blows up and has, you know, another evil Buu incarnation come out of him or something like that. And that does kind of make me concerned, like if he gets in this tournament and motherfuckers really piss him the fuck off, could he spit out another evil Buu, even though the evil Kid Buu that was killed was reincarnated as talked about in this episode. But it still makes you wonder a little bit, like, like, could Kid Buu be reborn or something, or could Majin Buu spit out something else or turn evil again? Like, always makes you wonder. Although, to be honest, we did see something really sweet. To be honest with you, I did not expect to have a heartfelt moment of Buu saying, Mr. Satan has given me everything I could ever ask for. If I win this, I want the wish to be for him. Like, that was really heartfelt, and I did not expect to see that. But that really shows the relationship of him and Mr. Satan. They're best friends, BFFs for life, and he'll do anything for him because Mr. Satan just gives his fucking fat ass all the food he wants. Still kind of funny, though, that he's salty over that ass whip and that Beerus gave him. And then the mentions of Oob, because a lot of people get confused because of GT. A lot of people forget that Oob is actually canon to Z in the actual manga in the end of Dragon Ball Z. Spoiler alert in case you haven't fucking finished Dragon Ball Z. If you haven't, I don't know what the fuck you're doing watching Super, but there's a reincarnation of Kid Buu that's good. It's Oob, the little kid at the end of Z, and apparently he's already been born, but he's still, you know, a newborn, so you can't have a fucking newborn in the tournament, which is still kind of interesting that they mentioned it, although I'm curious if it's a plot hole. I can't remember or not if Goku revealed this information to Vegeta at the tournament, because I remember in the end of Z when this big mystery about who this fighter was, I think Goku actually said some of these similar lines, like, oh yeah, I had him reborn or whatever, and it wasn't like Vegeta was already knowledgeable of this, so that might create some conflict there as far as the continuity. And oh my god, I can't even lie, I was sitting here proud as fuck when I was hearing Gohan talk about, like, you know, he's training there with Piccolo for starters, just seeing him training, I'm like, yes, he's back, our boy's back. And then he's like, you know what, I learned everything that I've done, you know, the mistakes, I need to train, I need to be what my family needs me to be to protect this world and shit like that. And I was like, yes, this is everything that we fucking wanted. And then the studies. The studies, bro, the seminar, whatever the fuck it is, what he's like, he chooses once again academics over seeing the potential that he has right now to possibly save the world at some given point. And it's like, okay, it's so fucking awesome. He went back to the basics. He had Piccolo retrain him from the ground up. That's fucking great, like, great. But fuck, man, it's like, yo, he was down to even be a part of the tournament. Why? Like, I'm really hoping for some greatness, and I have a discussion about that. I'll link in the description below so you can check it out. I really hope that there's something more to it, and this isn't the end of the return of potentially the Gohan that we love. Kind of made me wonder about this Monaka guy's character. I mean, even in the manga, we still don't really know too much about him, but they were talking about picking him up, and Whis is like, you sure that's a good idea? And Beerus is like, I'll handle it. So why would he say you sure this is a good idea? Like, does Monaka go crazy at certain given points, and like, even Beerus has a hard time knocking him down? Like, why would he ask that question? Or maybe Monaka genuinely hates Beerus, maybe he wanted the title of God of Destruction, or maybe he really hates them. Like, there's a couple of questions I asked, like, why would he say that? And then Beerus saying, I'll handle this, meaning I fucked him up once and I'll do it again. I just gotta say one thing, Goku having to lie about this space picnic bullshit. Chi-Chi, please, for the love of fucking Kami, get off the man's nuts, let him train. Thank you and good night. And I don't know if it was a translation error because I kind of couldn't understand it, but when Whis was talking to Beerus about, you know, preparations and all that other shit, and he's talking about the training of Goku and Vegeta, I think Beerus says something like, what, you trying to get them to seriously have me fight them someday? And then it seemed as though Whis was saying like, oh, you're gonna have them fight me someday as well, something along the lines of that. Like, that was a little bit confusing. Again, might have been a translation error or timing error, maybe that was all Beerus saying that, but kind of had me wondering, like, what if Whis is really a danger at some given point? Like, we still don't know the positions of people like Whis and Vados. It seems as though they're overseers of the gods of destruction, but who put them in there to begin with? Who gave them that position and why? Like, is there something more to it? Is it that they're gods of destruction because if not, Whis and Vados will fuck everything up? Like, kind of makes you wonder. And with all that being said, to be honest with you, it was a setup episode with a lot of flashback in there, a lot of recap of shit that we've already seen even a couple weeks ago, you know, last week and shit like that. So it was average to fine. I want to say, to be fair, 5.5 to a 6 at most, probably the 5.5, because it really had a lot of recap and it was just small setups. I mean, we got the tournament going, so I guess in that aspect we could go with progression. You know what? We'll give it the 6 because we did get progression. We got the fighters set up and we found out who's going to be fighting on our side. Goku, Vegeta, Monaka, Majin Buu, and Piccolo. Quick note as well, because there's a bit of controversy going on with the preview for next week's episode, which kind of makes me want to talk about previews as well, because there's so many people going crazy over this. There's a preview of, and spoiler alert in case you don't like watching the previews or whatever, a little girl that looks like Bra, aka Vegeta's daughter, but also kind of looks like Bulma. People are saying that that's actually a flashback of Bulma, but people really want it to be Bra. Kind of curious about that as well. It's like, shouldn't Bra already be around, because isn't she older than Pan? Like, that kind of has me wondering, like, what's up with that? And your overall thoughts of the episode. What do you think about the fighters that were chosen? Were you once again disappointed by Gohan's actions, choosing this fucking education seminar shit over getting the opportunity to train to save the fucking world? And were the recaps for you too much? And how did you feel about Boo's little interaction with Mr. Satan? Again, a couple things to discuss. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, so you can get more of me when the videos end. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.